When I consider the path that led me to Sewanee, the Bonner program, and where I am today, I'm brought back to place and how where I am physically has shaped and continues to shape my identity. Hi, I'm Ella Cobbs, English major, politics and French minor, certificate finisher, and Sewanee Bonner. I was born in San Francisco, California, but my family moved across the country to Birmingham, Alabama when I was 4 years old. I clung to my Californian identity with the help of the family who nurtured it, and I always tried to distance myself from the negative idea of the South I had subscribed to. I felt perpetually disconnected. I remember blaming every dissatisfaction on being in Alabama, wishing to be a cool West Coast Californian, and feeling othered in my identity and values in my community. I saw the South as backwards, and I thought by working to address inequality, I was distancing myself from Southernness. This led me to Sawyerville Day Camp during summers in high school, which exposed me to the true nature of racial inequality in Alabama, and led me to organizations like the Equal Justice Initiative. After a race relations retreat, where we visited the EJI Museum, I realized that I wanted my life to be in human rights work, specifically criminal justice reform. I was learning all of these things about myself because of my life in the South, not in spite of it, but I still resented the South and pledged to escape. I applied to dozens of colleges across the country, only one in the South, and I had my sights set on a big West Coast university. On my last visit, a conversation with a current student made me realize that the lack of intimacy, community, and impact at such a large school was something I didn't want in my college experience. When I received the Bonner Fellowship, I made my choice. Not only did I not escape the South, but I ended up at the University of the South. At freshman Bonner orientation, a cool, calm, collected senior from New York, Peter, mentioned the work he was doing at the Grundy County Jail. Immediately, I knew I wanted to join, due to my interest in the criminal justice system. Fellow Bonners Camille and Dobson and I were the inaugural group of girl Bonners to enter the jail, and it was something I looked forward to every week. We laughed and shared stories, learned about each other's lives, and I felt that I had found my place pretty quickly at Sewanee, fed by deep connections with various diverse groups of people. Of course, everything changed in March 2020. We lost the consistency of friends, in-person classes, and Bonner work, and I found myself flailing. During sophomore year, I grew detached from Bonner, unable to go to jail or leave campus, and I felt like I wasn't making the impact I wanted to. Instead of finding new ways to work from a distance, I started to withdraw in all areas of life at Sewanee. I lost interest in my Bonner work and felt disconnected from life at Sewanee as a whole. While the first semester of junior year was slightly better, I still felt unsatisfied with life at Sewanee and imagined that going abroad would be my solution. Living in Paris for a semester, I was exposed to all the diverse cultures and worldviews I'd sought for so long, and taking classes in international human rights and global civil rights only solidified my interest in working in the criminal justice system in the future. However, I quickly found myself missing the intimate community of Sewanee more than I ever expected to. And without Bonner work, I felt unfulfilled and disconnected from my classwork and city in ways I never would have guessed. I was battling ideas of what I thought I wanted to do, work in a big city surrounded by millions of people, and what I knew deep down I actually enjoyed, being part of a small, intimate community doing tangible, meaningful work. The summer before senior year, I got reconnected with Hilda at Arts Inside. Arts Inside provides creative writing and arts classes to incarcerated men and women in several local jails. Arts Inside needed a Bonner site leader for the year, and I jumped at the opportunity. 3 years later, I was finally back in the jails, Grundy and Franklin counties, working in person with Liz and forming meaningful relationships again. I've never felt more at home in Sewanee, connected to those around me, and connected with those in the greater Sewanee community than I have this year. Working at the jails and being a member of the Bonner Canale leadership team has helped solidify my place at Sewanee and solidify my own self-identity. I completed and successfully defended my English honors thesis on the novels of Toni Morrison and their connections to politics, gender, and racial inequality. I completed my civic and global leadership capstone, a semester-long research project for Arts Inside that provides evidence-based support for their programming and framing tactics to communicate program benefits to various stakeholders. Through learning opportunities both in the classroom and in the community, I'm now confident in my desire to pursue a career in the legal field, working with currently incarcerated individuals in the South to lessen or overturn their sentences. I never would have had the opportunity to engage in such meaningful work in such a diverse, unique, and special community if it was not for the things that brought us all to the South. I see myself as Southern, and I love the South, and it's because I love the South that I want to spend the rest of my life working to improve it. Both the South and myself are the other that I'm proud to embrace. Bonner and Sewanee have served as the crucial stepping stone to get me outside of my own ego and find meaningful connection and fulfillment in engaging with those around me. I'm eternally grateful to Robin, Morgan, Dr. Peterman, and the entire Bonner Canale family for creating such a loving and engaging community. I'm excited to go out into the world knowing I'll always have a place to call home at Sewanee.